I just knew you put me I'm a dog, so you put me in the room with dogs, I'm gonna come out here alive, right? Like so.
Baton Rouge, bro.
Yeah, it just is what it is, man. Like you drop me off, I'm gonna make it out, right? So like,
What's up, my people? What's up, my babies? What's up, my loves? It's your boy, Ronnie Leduff, back in the building with another episode of Built by the Red Stick. Hey, we love y'all. We see y'all. We appreciate y'all. All in the love and the support that we have been getting. I want to send a special shout out to WAFB Channel 9 News for doing that fire article on your boy in the Built by the Red Stick podcast and, helping us get our message out there. And like, that's what we want to do, man. We just want to promote love, peace, healing, change. We want to help people struggling with alcohol and mental health and drug addiction, all that good stuff. That's what keeps me showing up. That's what keeps me motivated and keep me going is seeing people's lives change. It happened for me, so I know it can happen for you. Now, with that said, I know y'all see this big time I got on side of me right now, man. Normally, I am the best hype man in the game, but this dude don't need no introduction. This is the first time on the podcast I've been the smallest dude in the room. This is the first time on the podcast I've been the shortest dude in the room. Man, when you think about, legendary, I know Shadua be saying that word, but when you think about legendary and putting Baton Rouge on the map, putting McKinley on the map, being a part of a historic run at the LSU basketball team when they went to the Final Four and beat Texas and beat Duke in the same tournament, then getting drafted first round, fourth pick in the NBA, and went to my favorite team, the Chicago Bulls. I got them tatted on me. We got Tyrus Thomas in the Built by the Red Stick building. Let's give him a hand clap.
appreciate you, man.
We
Appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you
bro.
for having me, man.
Man, I appreciate
Seriously.
you coming. And y'all know your boy. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. If you watch this podcast, you know I chased them down. Y'all know I chased them down. I'm all in the DM. And you know what, dude, hit me back, bro. That's love, bro. That is so love, man. And so I just want to open up the floor to you. Like, who is Tyrus Thomas? We just gonna start. We gonna start there. You know what I mean? We gonna hit him. We gonna hit him out the gate.
Tyrus Thomas, man. I just tell people I say it a lot. Chance the Rapper had it in one of his songs a while back, and it's like I'm not a nice guy. I'm just a good guy, right? So sometimes people see me and they think I don't know what they think. Sometimes I get good responses. Sometimes I get bad.
Hell, dog.
But it's just from my demeanor. Sometimes people think I'm like standoffish or I think I'm better than people, but that's not really it. I'm just a Baton Rouge dude.
Yeah.
I'm just a regular Baton Rouge dude, man. It took me a while over the years to really fully understand the things that I had accomplished and the way that people view me. So I'm still in that phase of growing and just understanding who I am as a man, but more so as just as a person, as a I don't know the word. I'm short of words right now. Just as a person that people look to for inspiration. I didn't always embrace that.
Right.
Just in the midst of trying to find myself, not understanding what motivation I was giving to others. So, Tyrus Thomas is just a guy that overcame a lot of adversity in life and finds joy in seeing other people succeed.
Yeah.
It sounds simple, it sounds cliche, but I don't really have like the desires and the flash of that people may think that I have from the success. It's just, I get high off seeing other people succeed and overcome, just because knowing how hard life can be.
Yeah, absolutely. And people always say like, you never know how your decisions affect others, but like, and then you made the comment, you didn't understand how people viewed you. Man, but it was a time the whole city of Baton Rouge talked about you. Now, I don't know if you drowned out the noise and then making it to college and being successful on that level and then making it higher than that, making it to the top level you can make it, you know what I mean, in that career, man, you gave a lot of people that look like us You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
He gave
yeah.
a lot of people that look like us hope and
Hope.
encouragement
Yeah.
that like I can do that.
Right.
And so, man, you probably a hero to so many people.
Yeah.
And so you know that now, but if you knew that then, do you think you kind of would have lost focus or like that would have kind of knocked you off your game? Or do you think you would have still had that hunger and that desire to eat what you killed like you
Oh
did for
yeah.
so many years?
I would have still had that hunger. I just think I probably would have carried myself a little different.
Yeah.
I probably would have been a little bit more open. And you know, just I'd have been more. Yeah, I guess I just probably would have been more open in different ways. You know, I know a lot of people hear me talk about the mental health stuff, and it's more so because of an amalgamation of all of those things, right? Realizing that at one point, because of you know, just Baton Rouge's culture,
Yeah.
right? At one point, I was that hope, and at the time, I was 19, so I couldn't understand that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And as I got older, especially like around 2013, 14, 2013, I got cut from Charlotte. They waived me. I was going through a divorce. Found out I had to have spinal cord surgery. I was gonna have to miss a season of ball, and that's when it kind of like all just like hit me,
Yeah.
right? And so like that's when I would start to think about like how I inspire other people and why, right? And as I start processing my own life and my own, like I was telling you before the show started, me and my dad now we like best friends,
Yeah.
but up until I was 28, 29, like I knew who my dad was, but the depth of it was seeing him behind the glass, seeing him behind the walls, or seeing him at the trap house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like my dad was, he's almost 20 years clean.
Shout out Pops.
Yeah,
Man.
you know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out Pops.
And so like I definitely it just I was able to see myself in other people's shoes, and then like, all right, I see why they look at me like that, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, at one point, but why everybody people don't told me they don't know me, right? But then it's like they can identify with you. You come from where they come from,
100%, 100%.
right? And so like sometimes that's all we need, and that's that representation that that we talk about, that we hear now, like and you need that representation. And so like just understanding, being able to look at my past and the things that I overcame, and granted I was able to put myself in position to have resources, and so I started thinking about my people and the ones who didn't. Right, so the people who grew up like me, and the ones who stayed across the street from me, and the people who stayed up the street from me, or went to school with me, right? We all lived the same.
Yeah.
We all can't. Y'all done borrowed stuff from us just like we done borrowed from y'all, right?
Yep.
We done took a bath at y'all house just like y'all done took one at ours.
Yep.
We done borrowed that water just like y'all borrowed that water to get in the tub, right? And so it's when you realize it's like, man, that's the things that sometimes we just got to see somebody that look like us to know that we could do it.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, basketball, I tell people all the time, my thing was I was going to go to school, get a degree, and get a good job. And in my mind, coming from here, it was like, shit, I just want to be able to work at the plant but not get dirty. I swear. Like, that was my goal.
Be the supervisor role.
Like, because that's the only people that I ever knew that had bread was either the hustlers or the dudes that worked at the plant.
Yep.
I wasn't no street dude. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the bottom. Like, I was a bottom kid, but at my heart of heart, I wasn't, like, no street dude. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hustling, that wasn't me. Right? Like, I never tried or never pretended to do that because that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's like, shit, I got to work at the plant. Like, when I seen in the mid to late 90s, like, we had family members start moving to Mayfair, Nenny and Manny. Manny worked there. We never knew what Manny did, right? But I never forget when they moved to Mayfair, the pizza man delivered. Right? So, we come from the South. Pizza man don't deliver. Pizza man don't deliver. Right? So,
if you from here, you know exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Right, like the first time we got pizza delivery was when Nenny and Manny moved to Mayfair.
Right.
And in my mind then, I'm like 7 maybe. But in my mind, I'm like, all right, I want to do whatever he doing.
Yo.
That was the first time, like we in the projects, we in the hood, like that was the first time it's like, you could be outside, you ain't hearing, nobody ain't shooting, you ain't hearing, right? So like for me, it was literally because I never seen all the best basketball players I seen, they never made it to the league.
Right. That's real.
Right? Like the dudes
real.
I seen growing dates. So for me, it wasn't a real thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you just use it, right? So like, again, just being able to process all of that stuff. And that's when I just, I really around 2013, 14, and unfortunately it took the game to be taken away from me at the time for me to really see it. But that's when I decided, like, hey, God has blessed me. Like, how can I, use these experiences to help, bring awareness to my people or help them try to turn those corners.
Right. And so, and at that time, it wasn't over for you then. You went to the Grizzlies after that.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. So you just unfolded a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to.
Yeah. I told you I was gonna hit you. Yeah.
Hey, I love it. That's what we here for. So Pops gone for most of your life, right? So you don't have, so to say, a father figure.
His dad was prevalent in my life.
Okay.
Right?
So
and then my mom had her brothers.
Okay.
One of my uncles 10 years older than me, my other uncle 13. So before a minute, they both was going off to college. So in 91, Red left to go to college. In 94, Shed left. So, for a period, and I had, my dad's dad was there, but he old school too, though.
Got you.
Right? So it's kind of like, the old school, we there, but they doing their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so, and like, I ain't gonna lie, like, it's been times where I cut up and my mama, she get in touch with Pops. He hit me up, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna ever act like, I don't know my daddy. I knew who he was, like, and I still had that respect for him. You know what I'm saying? It's just that he was in the trenches.
Right.
Right. And so his presence wasn't always there, but but I had, he kept a hand on me as much as he could or, needed to. Like, that's what I say, like, I never had to, so I never had to, from visiting him in them, from early age, like, I knew this ain't what I want.
Right.
Like, even in the midst of his back and forth, he let me know, like, this ain't what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't.
That's what I was going to ask.
And so, like, it wasn't ever, like, he never led me astray. He never, it wasn't never none of that, and it was always a do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm never going to act like I just was, like, I ain't got that story. Like, I wasn't just out here on my own. I ain't about to do that. You know what I'm saying?
So at any given moment, right, at this time, you got ball in front of your face. You could go this route and get the fast money, or you could try this with the unknown and be like, okay, I'm gonna try this.
Well, I couldn't.
Okay.
Again, man, I don't do no flossing, man.
Yeah.
Man, them dude, like, I had guys that was 2-3 years older than me in the hood who ain't go to school, who was
on.
Man, they wasn't about to let me do that.
Yeah. So they protected you.
I mean, it's just in the sense of just kept it real. You ain't got, like, we not finna let you do this. Like, you ain't got that to do.
Man, shout out them dudes.
Right? Like, yeah,
we ain't gotta say
yeah, like,
shout out them.
Like, some people see, like, some of my best friends, like, and they looking at me crazy. Like it was one time, my red shirt year, I'm at LSU. I'm already mad because they red shirted me, and I feel like I should have been playing.
Yeah.
I called one of my dudes. I was tripping. I was like, hey, man, I'm finna leave the school. Woo. He started laughing. He like, man, shut the fuck up. I'm like, man, for real, look, put me on. Like, hey, yeah. He's like, man, get off my phone with that bullshit. Right? And so even sometimes when people don't understand why I got relationships with certain people, it's just like, because they kept it realer than most people will ever keep it, right? In time where they could have let me be a flunky or, let me crash out. It's like, man, nah, not on my watch.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
well, and
and
you hear stories like that, though, but the fact that actually happened for you, man, that's love.
So, I couldn't have did that. I ain't had that opportunity to, like, that wasn't, again, I knew I wasn't that, right? Like, I ain't, I done had the fights, we done did all, but I wasn't that. Right?
But you seeing it so much, you could become easily influenced. And so that was gonna be my thing, is like, your mindset was obviously strong.
Yeah,
so where do you think, like, that came from? It could be Pops.
Man, I'm gonna tell you really, that, I think that came from my grandmother.
Okay.
So I always lived with my grandmother. That's who I always lived with, like from baby to 19. My mom, she was there. My mom worked a lot. Like, and my mom, it wasn't like my mom ain't got no issues. I just live with my grandmother. Like,
Yeah.
I was a grandmama's baby.
I'm a grandma's
Like,
boy.
I'm
Yeah.
staying here.
Yeah.
Mama, you moving out, you gonna get your own spot. Cool. I'm staying over here with Granny.
With Granny, yeah.
Right. And so, but like my grandmother was so strong, man. Like it just when she put her mind to something, she did it. If she said no, it was no. If she said yeah, she was gonna make sure she did it.
Right.
Right. Like, so it's like I think I got a lot of that from her, just, just standing on your word and just being who you are, being comfortable, being who you are, And again, man, the guys I grew up with, I like to say we were men early because nobody persuaded nobody to do nothing. The guys that was using never persuaded nobody to use. The guys that was selling never persuaded nobody to sell. The guys that was robbing never persuaded nobody to rob. Right? And I think so it's kind of like a weird dynamic, but everybody just rifling themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hoop, you hoop. If you smart, you smart. If you get 4.0, we had dudes hung out with us, got 4.0s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was everybody kind of was just their own person. So
I'm gonna take you back to a time. It's 2006. You at LSU. Y'all on a historic run, right? I think you tweak your ankle.
Kentucky.
In Kentucky, right. So you missed the last 2 games of the season, right? Y'all in the tournament. You come back, y'all win the first round, I think Iona.
Yep.
You tweak your ankle again.
Yep.
Now y'all facing Duke. Not only do you come back and help seal the game against Duke, but then you follow it up with another solid performance against Texas. Y'all end up in the Final Four. What's going through your mind? Is you thinking like I done brought Baton Rouge here with me? Or you like I was born for this?
Man, we was just hooping, bro. And I think that's what the game is today. Like, even, I'd be coaching and we was just hooping. We wasn't hooping for, like, man, in that locker room, nobody talked about the league. Nobody talked about.
Y'all had some league people on that team.
We talked about today. Who we fighting today?
Yeah.
Like, who we fighting today as a unit? Like, who we fighting today? And so I think that was, and it was that season. It was a lot of things that happened. I think that built us to having a closer camaraderie than we already had because 4 of us that started, we've been playing with each other for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me, Garrett, Glenn, Taz. Whether we playing with each other, against each other. Darnell, he was from Baton Rouge. He was a year older than me, but he was, big dog around here. And then Darryl Mitchell, he's from St. Martinville. You know what I'm saying? So it was a few things that, one, we just always hoopers in the sense of just compete. Like that year, practice every day. Somebody me and Glenn coming to blows down there every day, right? But then we walk into the cafeteria together. Like it wasn't like we don't like. It's just in the name of competition.
Yeah, it's competition.
Like we competing. Like it was we told coach. Me and Glenn went to coach one day and we was like, hey, when we scrimmage in practice, put us against each other.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's gonna make practice better. Me and him hated losing to each other since like 10th grade. Like we don't like losing to each other. Man, still to this day, like we don't like losing to each other in nothing. Right? And so that was one. So that's like how that summer started. I already got a chip on my shoulder because I ain't played all year last year.
Yeah.
So once summer get here, I'm trying to establish my dominance early.
Yeah.
Right? Like from the gate. Like I gotta establish this because we can't do this bench stuff no more.
Yeah.
Right? So practice just was crazy the whole summer. Like every day, it's just like we knew it was gonna be something special. Then Katrina hit. When Katrina hit, for like a month, we ain't had class. Yeah, I think the whole campus was like triage and they housing people in the different buildings but the athletes was still there. So we helping out and we still practicing. So now at this time, we spend it all day together.
Oh, yeah.
At this time, we ain't got no class. We ain't got nothing to do, nowhere to go, stuff closed down. Like, we just here.
Yeah.
So every day we together. Every day we together. Every day we just we didn't got jail tight now, right?
Yeah.
So now we start playing and we start going on the road. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. I never forget West Virginia. We get all the way to West Virginia, and I walk out, and they had a lady, the housekeeping. We at the hotel, and something happened, but I needed some more towels. And I walked out on the hall. I'm getting chills, dog. Like, I walked out on the hall, and I asked I was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I get some more towels?" She turned around, she smiled, had a big old gold tooth right here. She say, "Yeah, baby, you can get some towels." I say, "Hold on. Please don't tell me you from the city. How you got out here?" She say, "We got on the bus and this where it stopped."
Man.
And like, I just start crying. And I never forget, Jay Smooth, our equipment manager, I say, "Hey, man, they got a lady up here from New Orleans. What extra gear we got?" He start getting some stuff for her, and I start telling him, I'm like, man, like, it just messed with me because it's like, damn, like, this is a long trip for us.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just
out here in West Virginia.
In West Virginia.
In the mountains.
And you telling me they put y'all on a bus and this way it stopped?
Damn.
And so, like, she's smiling and she like, "Yeah, but it's all good, my family. We've been watching y'all. We so happy."
Yeah.
And that's when it's like, this ain't even about us no more.
Bigger than us.
Like, this ain't even about us.
Yeah.
Right? And like, as I'm telling that, I'm telling Glenn, telling Taz, telling everybody, and it's like, and something just clicked. And it just like, we ain't really talk about it, but we just all knew, like, this season ain't really about, man, God had his hands on us that season, man. Yeah. Like, it was bigger than us. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so, like,
it was special to watch.
Even then, I'm still realizing how, even as I tell that story, like, when I tell you, like, I didn't understand the impact we had because it was a lot more than just basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that year, I realized we were a safe space for a lot of people who ain't had nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing but us to brag about.
Yep.
Right? Like, they ain't had nothing but us to brag about.
Yep.
Right?
Netflix, y'all might have a special.
And so, like, even though we came up short, everybody always talk about that season like we won a chip. And I think it's not, and I tell people, I think it's more about the timing than the Final Four. It was the how, right? Mm-hmm. The state was just ripped apart.
And then y'all wasn't expected to make it there either, man.
We started out like we wasn't supposed to. We started out. We wasn't ranked.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, we top 25. We knocking people heads off. We head hunting at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it really was that, man. It just was more about, at that time, that Louisiana. It wasn't even about purple and gold no more. It wasn't about LSU. It was about Louisiana.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, I think we just understood that from just from a broad perspective. And, like, even now, like, I still, when I see people, like, they can tell me where they were at certain games, where they watched it at. Man, we was outside. We take the break for the game. We were putting the house back together. Nah, like, seriously.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people was in distress. But that 2-3 hours of game time, they going to kick their feet back. Yep. They might have been still gutting their house, or they might have been rebuilding their house, or they might have been 10 deep at their cousin's house in Houston, or head to foot in West Virginia. But for that time, they was watching us.
LSU game on.
Right.
So I got to say this real quick because my friend's going to drop me if I'm a Florida State fan.
Word.
I don't know if you see the symbol on my
I see it now.
Yeah, I'm a Florida State fan. I'm not an LSU hater. I'm doing this for y'all. So y'all be like, hey, bro, you acting like you a... I'm not a hater. I'm just a Florida State fan.
One of my best friends, Florida State fan, B. White. I can't stand it.
There we go. You know what I'm saying?
Coach at Liberty. He loved Florida. I can't stand it. I don't know. But, to his defense, Warwick Dunn.
Peter Ward.
Right? So we didn't talk. But, some Baton Rouge guys. So we didn't have Baton Rouge guys, so I understand it. But, hey, I'm going to let y'all have it.
But more so, I was a Tyrus Thomas fan. All right, so now we gonna go past that, right? Man, it's draft night. you a projected lottery pick. What's going through your mind for your name get called?
Man, nothing.
You,
If y'all go look at picture, I'm just sitting at the table. Bro, I'm just so me. Like, ain't much get me excited.
yeah.
And even
That's
then,
the NBA though, bro.
but
Like,
even then, it kind of was like, I'm gonna tell you a true story. I didn't want to leave school.
damn.
I didn't want to leave school.
So what was that decision to leave based off of?
My mama had just got into it with her supervisor again.
Okay.
She about to get fired.
Okay.
My grandmother worked on campus. She was a housekeeper at Tridelta. So like, January, February, beginning of March, lights off. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was situational. Like I had to take that. Right, but I'd never forget, Facebook had just came out in 2006. You had to have a .edu.
Yeah.
And what really, I never forget, I wonder if Joe Kim Noah hit me on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, what you doing?" I say, "Shit, what you doing?" They had just won it.
Yeah.
So he say, "Shit, I think we about to try to run it back." I'm a competitor, so shit, I want smoke.
Yeah.
I want to run it back too.
Yeah.
Welcome to Elevate, a place for people like you, built by people just like you.
We're committed to helping all elevate from the destruction of addiction.
I hope I would give somebody who's either new in recovery or that's currently struggling with addictions, today can be the last day that you struggle, the last day that you wonder how you're going to have to chase down that drink, that fix, whatever the case may be for you.
At Elevate, we embody more than treatment. It's about passion, love, understanding, truly being your partner on your path to recovery.
Our staff treats substance abuse and co-occurring mental health disorders with a multidisciplinary approach to best fit our clients' needs.
We all just embrace each other. We genuinely care, check up on each other. And it's not an act. You matter. You're more than what you've allowed yourself to assume you were.
When perseverance, hard work, and dedication meets, success happens.
At Elevate, we have a variety of programs to fit our clients' personal needs, such as intensive outpatient, and the aftercare program.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, give us a call. Elevate. Do more than recover. Leave a legacy.
Shit, you about to be a lottery pick, man. People broke, and that's a life-changing situation. That's what I tell kids. If they had NIL when I was in school, I went back to school.
Yeah.
No
yeah,
question.
Yeah.
No question. And I just wanted I wanted to build a legacy. It was a few things people didn't know that, like, quiet secretly, I was chasing, and I didn't get to do it. So I missed a few games. I was one shy of Shaq's single season block record.
Okay.
Right? Like, it was certain
I didn't
things
know that.
it was certain things that I was chasing that I wanted to do, because what I also understood was I wanted to build a legacy.
Yeah.
Right? When you build that legacy, they can't take that from you.
I think you still did that.
Right?
Though.
I mean, I did in a sense, but I wanted to put a real body of work. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to put, it's going to be hard for me to be a SEC legend with only 1 year of work.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard for me to be in the Hall of Fame with only 1 year of work.
But I think your 1 year in the SEC, you did more damage than people that's played 4.
I get it. And I just think we probably being biased, but I'm just being realistic for, you got to have numbers. You got to have bodies of work. You got to be able to do things consistently too.
Right.
And so, like, I knew like, when I was getting ready to leave, like, these are the things that I knew.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't going to build what you want to build up. And, just for me, I'm from Baton Rouge. I could walk to my house quicker than I was walking to half of my classes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the bottom. Like, I'm from right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I knew, like, I just wanted to put a body of work together, but it's like I also didn't expect to, after 1 year, you finna be a lottery pick.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't come to school highly recruited. So for me, like, I was coming, like, I want to prove y'all wrong. Like, I was still trying to prove people wrong. Like, nobody really wanted me. Like, even LSU, like, I wasn't like on the first or second wave.
Some
of
dude got
recruiting.
kicked out the team or something, and you got the scholarship.
Yeah, so
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not, listen, rightfully so. I hate when I see dudes be like, oh, everybody over. Them dudes was better than me at the time.
Right.
For what they were doing. Like, I knew that I used to play pickup with all of them and I hold my own, but as far as what they did in games on court, like, those guys deserve those looks over me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I knew, give me a shot. I just knew you put me in I'm a dog, so you put me in the room with dogs, I'm gonna come out here alive. Yeah. Right? Like, so yeah, it just is what it is, man. Like, you drop me off, I'm gonna make it out.
Yeah.
Right? So like, so for me, I kind of wanted to put that body of work together.
Yeah.
You know, but unfortunately, circumstances allowed. Yeah, it was a bittersweet moment, but I ain't want to leave. And especially when Joe Kim told me they was running it back.
And they ran it back.
Yeah, they did too.
They ran
and so
it back.
I ain't get to play them in the SEC tournament because I was hurt. I ain't played none of the SEC tournament.
Right.
And they got the best of me. I got in foul trouble early that year in Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't played but probably like 15 minutes that game because I got in foul trouble early. So I already feel like, and we're supposed to beat them. You know, even though we won SEC, I wanted to clip them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then in the tournament, I ain't get to play them. Like,
on the other,
I was
side.
Well, I wanted to. No, we played them in the SEC tournament, but I didn't play none of the SEC tournament. I was still resting my ankle, and so when he told me on Facebook that they was running it back, man, bro, that killed me. I was like, oh, I want to come back to school so bad, and I told him, I said, man, your people got money. I never got. I was like, bro. I was like, you and Al people got money, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't gotta leave. I got to go, cuz. So that was one of the things, like, I never forget that. You know, like, but that kind of was just the only reason. Like I say, they had NIL.
That's a great reason, though.
Nah, it is. But it's also, like, for me, man, I'm a real hooper. I'm a real hooper, dog. Like, I like to compete. So even, like, you know, people always say, man, you getting paid. Man, people want hoop. When you a real hooper, you want hoop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we all want money, but I can go to work.
Right.
From the slums. Man, I got no problem going to work.
Right.
I want hoop. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want to compete.
And that's the highest level of hoop.
Yeah,
right
like,
there.
so, like, you know, even that, man, that tournament, like, that NCAA tournament, that's a whole nother. The only thing, like, the league, you got, for me, this how I'm gonna put it.
Yeah.
So like people like, oh, but you played in the league, da. See that NCAA tournament? The only thing that beat that is if you make it to the playoffs in the NBA.
Yeah.
Them 82 games and that tournament, it don't compare. Not to me.
Dang.
That tournament something.
Breaking news.
That
right
tournament
there.
something different.
Yeah.
When you a real competitor, that tournament something different. Cause like man, you playing in front of 60,000. You playing in football stadiums.
Yeah.
Like it's live, it's lit. Like it's do or die every night. That's why it's different.
Yeah.
That's why so you get the playoffs is different.
Yeah.
See that tournament? It's do or die. Ain't no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cause even in the playoffs, hey, if we don't get this best,
It's the best
out of 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That turn one and done. You out of here.
That's it.
You out of here.
Ain't no do-overs. Ain't no like that's where that's that, you know, I like to compete. That's the real gamble. Right? It ain't really a gamble if you got tomorrow.
Yeah.
The real gamble, like that's what I get off on. Like that's the adrenaline I get off on. Like, you want to compete? Let's compete.
Yeah.
All right, let's play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's hoop. Like, that's the real, ain't no tomorrow. You got to be better than me today.
Yeah.
Right? And people, oh, well, I did this. You got to be better than me today, right now.
Yeah. And you ended up being the MVP of the region, right?
Yeah.
As a freshman. That's major.
Yeah. So, you know, man, it was good. So I wanted to run it back, but, you know.
So now you pick for it. You pick by the Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Then they trade you to, Chicago.
Yeah.
I got a bull tattoo. I ain't gonna take my shirt off. We got kids watching this show. You know what I'm saying? But it's right here. You get traded. You at the Chicago Bulls. Now you got the city on your back. Really the state. You got the state of Louisiana rooting for you. You was the kid from the south side of Louisiana. Now your family's out of a better situation. Your family's in a much better situation overnight. How you feel? Are you feeling accomplished, or are you still like, you know what? Like, it's more. Like,
Man,
I can do more.
I'm gonna tell you, so go back to like all of the, I'm talking about like 2013, 14, that's when I really got into, I started going to therapy myself and just trying to really heal. But like, it took me about 3 years to realize I was in the league.
Dang. So the
Nah,
whole
like-
time you was with us, you like,
Like, it took me like 3 years to realize like what I had at my fingertips and just, cause I'm hooping. I don't hoop. I just, like, and for me, like, I wasn't a flamboyant person. So it's like, shit, mom and granny cool.
yeah.
My people straight. I'm good. Like, I'm I'm in Chicago, like, still eating ramen out the pack, but I'm just spicing it up, going to get lobster tails or cut up a filet.
Bro, that's so
Nah,
bad.
like for real, like I'm like it took me a while just to like, like, man, why you got all this ramen up in here, man? What up? I'm like, well, I put some shrimp in it. I put real shrimp, not the dry shrimp. I upgraded it. So now we going to the prawns instead of the dry shrimp. And now we gonna put, some filet mignon in there, some lobster tail. But it really took me a minute to like understand, like, you ain't there no more.
Yeah.
But it was, I think too, like, it's just me. I'm just humble, so I don't really, again, I don't get off on the other stuff. But it was good to be able to, like, just, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The biggest thing for me was like, man, seeing my grandmother happy and just being able to rest. And it's not, do I feel like my grandmother was above work? No. But like, my grandmother was sick early, and like, and now I'm able to tell it just was like, she just had a hard life. Like, my grandmother's hands used to be, like, she had arthritis bad. It's crazy, everything better now. Like, her hands used to be swollen and knuckles swollen, and then she had eczema bad to where, like, her hands would be bleeding, but she got to go to work, and she got to scrub shit, and she cleaning up behind people, and she got cuts and shit on her hand because her eczema was, like, that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing we could do about it. And so for me, man, it was just, like, the simple things of, like, just being able to get her the right medicine. Like, just being able, like, my grandmother is, like, for people that, like, she almost moved better now that she older, like, than when she was working. Like, just, and I think it's just more so because we got the resources to make sure she got the right stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, it was just really, like, the simple things of, like, my grandmother raised me, man.
Shout
like,
out
that's my,
grandma.
yeah,
Shout out granny,
that's
man.
my dog. Like, we get into it, we bump heads because we just alike.
Yeah.
Like, we just alike.
Yo.
People think I'm quick with it. She quick with it, boy.
Yeah.
She,
That's where
she
you
like,
get it
yeah, she lights you up. She lights you up, and she lights you up. But, that's my dog. And, like, that was, like, for me, that was, like, again, it wasn't so much that I ain't want her working. I just used to hate to see her hurting.
Yeah.
Like, come in, her ankles be swole. Like, I hated that. That was,
And, bruh, and a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it. I was guilty of it. People say, like, oh, man, you in the league now, like, you good. But, like, you still had, like, real issues.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
nah.
that money ain't coped all that. Like,
I'm gonna tell you, sometimes money make it worse.
And I hear people with money say that so much, and I be
'cause-
like, I want those problems. You know what I'm saying?
Because you ain't gotta face it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can buy it away, right? Until you gotta face it.
Yeah.
So for me, when they took basketball from me, when God took basketball from me, because I'm gonna give a credit to God because it gave me an opportunity to refocus myself and, like, see a better version of me that I wanted. But I had to sit down. Like, I couldn't even. So for me, I think the spinal cord surgery, like, I couldn't fly.
Yeah.
It was a lot of movement I couldn't do, so I just had to sit. And you got to sit in it. You got to sit it. When you got to, you got to sit in it.
Trust me, I done been there.
And that's when I realized that the money had let me mask it.
Yeah.
I don't gotta face it. I'm finna just go somewhere. I'm finna go buy something. I'm finna go do something.
Yeah.
I'm finna go have a good time, right? And so, like, it allows you to kind of run from stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then when you realize, like, the best thing you could do is sit in that mirror, like Michael Jackson say.
Man in the mirror.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, just I was able to. It gave me an opportunity to put life in perspective and really see, what I wanted. outside of just, you know, what you grow up thinking. I just want the money, I want the cars, I want the houses, all that. You know, I just realized I want comfort, I want peace, I want sanity. You know what I'm saying? I want health.
All
You know
the
what I
things
like
that we
the-
preach here on Built by the Red
Yeah,
Stick,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Like those are the things that become the most valuable, right? Like, Mom, you don't understand how hard it is when you got 10 mil in the bank and you just miserable. Like, you just miserable.
I can't even imagine
Ain't
that.
nothing making you happy, and you like, man, goddamn, right? And so then you realize, like, you gotta check yourself, right? Like, and that's when you realize too, like, how, you know, it's different phases of people not being healed or just not understanding who they are.
Yeah.
You know, and I think just it literally goes back to, you know, we talk about being from South Baton Rouge, but it's just that adversity, right? And how do you deal with that? How do you cope with that? You know, a lot of us aren't taught to deal with those things in the right way, for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's just cultural, whether that's misguided.
Mm-hmm.
The one people gonna be mad at me for saying religion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I believe in therapy and theology. You got to mix both of them.
Come on, man. Say
Right.
that again for the people in the
Right.
back, man. I've been
You know what I'm
preaching
saying?
that.
Like, so, you know,
Yeah.
we can't, you know, and I mean, once you even, you know, I'm a firm believer in God, and once you get into that Bible and you get deep, man, you realize how much onus the Bible puts on you. Right? Like, most people don't, you know, it say study to show thyself approved, and I realize that most people don't study, they regurgitate what they hear.
Yep.
Right? And so, but when you study, man, that book puts so much onus on you. That book reveal all the power that you got in yourself and tell you what you need to do for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, sometimes, and the Bible tells you don't just pray and wait.
Action.
Right? The Bible tell you that.
Yep.
So if we think we're going to just pray it away, nah, the Bible tell you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible tell you got to work.
Faith without works is dead.
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 Right? And so,
Yeah.
like, really just, man, just tapping into to the whole self, man, like being able to just identify and relate to my people and just figuring out ways to, you know, man, I honestly feel like my journey to the NBA wasn't, I know it sounds crazy and people be thinking I'd be crazy, but it wasn't, I ain't had NBA dreams, I ain't lying.
Yeah.
I didn't. I wanted to go to school and just get I just didn't want to have to get dirty at work. I wanted to be able to have a piece of man delivered to my house. I just wanted to, I never was like, I don't want to work in my life. I just don't want to get dirty at work. And I just want to make enough to where the piece I can live where they ain't shooting each other up and the piece of man deliver.
Yeah.
I keep saying that because as a kid that was big, like the piece of man deliver.
Yeah.
Like if the piece of man deliver, you pretty safe.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
like that's all I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really feel like my journey was kind of like to give me the tools to really come back and do God's work. You know what I'm saying? Like just to
I'm getting chill bumps.
motivate and help people, and not necessarily in a specific way of basketball. Like I coach, but I use basketball as a vessel. Like I tell people all the time, whether I coach high school, college, or the NBA, I've still done what everybody that pick up a ball want to do. Right? So I'm not doing this for me. You know what I'm saying? I tell people even with coaching, man, I'm not doing this for me. I'm going to always be the number 4 pick of the 2006 NBA draft. All the stuff you just said, they can't take that from me.
Can't take that from you.
Right? And so, like, I'm going to always be that. So it's not about me building myself up. Oh, I'm a great coach because I'm a great person. I'm a great leader because I care about the people that's
following you.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's how can I take you guys and help you become better people, right? Through the game of basketball or whatever this may be, right? For me, that's the essence of coach. You know, like we grew up with the dudes at the park. Them dudes wasn't getting paid.
Yeah.
Like the AAU coaches, when I like now it's a money thing, man. When I ain't never paid for that. Coach, I ain't got it. So if you want me to play, you already know what time it is. Like Jimmy Douglas, man, that's my dog, Sheriff Jimmy Douglas. I stayed at Coach Jimmy's house every summer for 5 years straight.
Man.
You know, and you know, his wife at the time, Miss Sharon, Man, matter of fact, I need to go check on Miss Sharon, man. Miss Sharon made sure we had, I'm talking about it's grown boys at the house.
Yeah.
5 and 6 of us.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about grown boys. Like everybody, the smallest one, Mike was probably like 5'11", 155. Martin Zeno 6'5", Shane Foster 6'6". I'm 6'7" at the time. Travis Sarton was like 6'5". Like we there every day. She cooking hot meals for us, making sure we eat.
Shout out Miss Sharon, man.
Yeah, Miss Sharon. Like, and so like I do this because people were in my life that were great to, like, you know, man. Man, them people was good to us. Like they was good to us.
It takes a village.
Yeah, like they were good. They were good to us. And you know, like I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I used to battle it because so many people were good to me when I got to the league. It was hard for me to thank everybody. Cause it's like I can't, cause it's too many of y'all. Like I was a real village baby.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I was a real village baby. Like that was me. But also ain't nobody expect me to. I'm just a good kid. I ain't cause no problems, so ain't nobody have a problem with me being around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's people like that that make me do what I do. Right? It's people like that who, without them, you know, it wouldn't be no Tyrus Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Like without, just like, you know, they not together no more, but without Jimmy and Sharon, Coach Jimmy and Miss Sharon, it's not no Tyrus Thomas. Ain't none. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't that. Like you know, it's a lot of people I can go on and credit. Shit. Big College, you know, we've had our ups and downs, but it ain't no Tyrus Thomas without College Temple. Like it ain't. You know, rest in peace, Lester Roberts, who ran Sports Academy. It ain't me without him.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't me without none of them dudes at Sports Academy. There's a lot of them. Brian, Ed, Coach Hurd. Like, it was a lot of people. Like, I'm going to always forget somebody, and I don't do it on purpose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do it on purpose, but it was a lot of them. But at times, I credit all of them for all of the lessons, all of the, you know, Coach Chu, rest his soul. Like, he was another one that was on me. Remember him telling me, I'm be on you like white on rice. Like, you ever seen white come off of rice? Like, no, he's like, me neither. And you know, like, you know, and I was there with him, helping change him while he was in hospice.
Yeah.
You know, while I watched him take his last breaths. Well, I'm lying. I left a couple hours before then, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
These are people who were very instrumental in my life when, you know, they didn't want nothing from me. They ain't do it for that. They did out the kindness of their heart.
God strategically placed these people in your life.
No question.
Yeah.
No question. Right? But that's like my motivation of why I do what I do.
Yep.
Why I coach the way I coach. You know, like, I don't want nothing from these kids. I want y'all to go get more than what I got.
Yeah.
I want you to be better than me. Right? I want you to be better than me.
Yeah.
I want you to take everything I tell you and go make more money than I made, go make more baskets than I made, go do everything better than what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just think that's how we break generational curses. It ain't necessarily the money, it's the mindset, right? Because if I give you the money with the same mindset, you're just gonna be a worse curse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta change the mindset first. You know, we always think that breaking generational curses is the money. Nah, cause we been surviving. We been surviving without the money. We've been thriving.
Yeah.
It's the mindset. Our mindset was different.
Yeah.
When you talk about just black people back, you go back to Jim Crow era. Our mindset was different because we knew we had to get it. Y'all ain't giving us nothing. We ain't looking for it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the mindset you gotta have.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the curse. The mindset is the curse. Right? It's the mind. That's the curse in everything. And generational curses and systematic curses, it's the mindset. Let's go back to the Bible. It tells us what to do. It tells us that we control it. It tells us that the power is within us. You know what I'm saying? We were created in an image and a likeness. We got everything that we need.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? We got everything that we need. God gave us everything we need. It's the mindset. We just got to readapt. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I do what I do, like, to break the generational curses. It's the mindset. It's not the money. It's the mindset. So, like, and again, all this is an amalgamation of my life and how God moved me through basketball, through you know, just being able to see, you know, the bigger picture and what, you know, what this really about.
But I did not think we was gonna get all that.
Oh, nah, I know.
To be on here.
I know.
But I'm sitting back like, damn.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
nah,
That's
I know.
all I can say. Man, just to see the transformation from 7, talking about you seen a piece of man being delivered, to now imputing values and preaching mindset to these kids. Man, that's powerful. It almost, not to try to compare, but it reminds me of my addiction and how I went through what I went through. Because I tell people all the time, like, God had his hands on me the entire time. You know, I had 6 suicide attempts and I'm still here.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's nobody but God.
Oh,
And the fact that he had me in this position now to try to be the light and, you know, to try to be an example for people that's suffering like that, man, that's very admirable of you, bro. And I'm inspired to do more. And man, you got me wanting to check my mindset even more now.
Man, it's an everyday thing though. I gotta check myself every day.
Yeah,
I
sure.
still be tripping sometimes. Man, I'm not about to, like, you know, people get on, especially now on social media, everybody act like they got it all together. I be tripping sometimes.
Yeah.
I still spaz out every now and then.
Yeah.
It be from a good place though, but still don't make it right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't make it right.
Right.
You know, and that's when you gotta be mature enough, man enough, you know, and understand that too. Like, that's a part of it, making sure that our emotions don't dictate our actions.
Right.
Because
hard,
where
man.
we
That's
from,
hard.
that's a bigger part of the curse.
Yes, 100%.
Right?
Yep.
A lot of times we got a lot of good people. We got a lot of good people that jeopardize their lives, that ruin their lives, ruin other people's lives off of emotion, one decision.
Yep.
Right? Because we didn't give ourselves time to process what's going on.
Yep.
Or we didn't get, you know, even just sometimes we've been taught to process wrong.
Yep.
Right? Like, one thing I had to check myself on is I'm gonna go and talk about it. Like, I came back to Baton Rouge and, you know, I coached high school for 8 years, assistant coach, volunteer. I won't be in the background. I don't do too much. Again, I get it. It's competition, but at some point, people gotta realize at some point you gotta be realistic and understand when there's a person that has done more than you.
Yeah.
Right. And so, unfortunately, a lot of these guys in the coaching world, they start to quote unquote compete with me or compare themselves to me. Right. And at one point, I got caught up in it. And you know, they had one guy who would consistently call me out my name, but he was doing it to get a reaction out of me. And then he'd throw the rocks and hide his hand. He'd go back and tell, you know, we got into an altercation once, and, you know, I called the athletic director. Because I called him because I wanted it to come to a halt.
Yeah.
Right? And so I called the athletic director. I'm like, hey, look, this is what your coach did. Well, he said, I say, that's cool. I'm calling you out of respect. Right? I'm calling you, his boss, out of respect to let you know that he can't keep doing that.
Right.
I said, because it's going to end up bad. Right? And he was like, well, is that a threat? I'm like, nah, I'm calling you because I don't want it to end up bad like that.
Right.
I don't want nothing to happen. I don't want us to get in no confrontation. But he can't keep calling me out of my name. He can't just walk by me and call me out of my name to invoke a reaction.
Right.
Right? Because that's what he's trying to do. I had to check myself. And I had to change my mindset on what I consider disrespect.
Damn.
Cause dude had me wanting to hurt him.
Yeah.
Dude had me wanting to hurt him. So I had to change my mindset because I had to realize it. Dude a little off. And so what I had to tell myself, if he was rocking and slobbing, I wouldn't be bothered by him calling me out my name. So I'm going to just pretend that he rocking and slobbing because I know he crazy.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So sometimes we got to check ourselves because we can't make other people do stuff.
Right.
But what I'm not going to do is let you have me crash out. That's what I can't do because now that's on me.
Uh-huh.
I crash out, it don't matter what you said. I gotta deal with that. You can pick your actions, you can't pick your
And it's
consequences.
gonna make headlines if you do something. I
But
promise you that.
to hell with the headlines. You can't pick your consequences, right? You could pick your actions, you can't pick your consequences.
Right.
So God forbid I do something to you because you disrespected me, and now I gotta suffer.
Mm-hmm.
My child gotta suffer.
Yeah.
And my family gotta suffer. Right? So sometimes we just gotta, again, the curse is the mindset. Because once I change my mindset, man, you can tell me whatever. I don't even see you. You're retarded. You might get in trouble for that word, I'm sorry. But
We
that's how I look at you.
Yeah, we understand.
Right? So I can't even let you bother me no more because you ain't got it all. So now I'm gonna let you keep going lie to your wife and, you know, because you letting her get ignorant because you throwing rocks and hiding your hand. You ain't even a man. You letting your woman get involved in, right? But I had to check myself. You know how many people locked up for the rest of their life because somebody disrespected them?
Yep. Yep.
You know how many kids out here without their daddy because their daddy got disrespected?
Mm-hmm.
You got your respect, but your kid ain't got his daddy. I know how that feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, real, because I start seeing red. Because dudes, I'm talking about I ain't saying, I'm talking about I'm every name in the book. You know how we feel about that B word.
Oh yeah.
You know how we feel
That
about
don't
that.
fly. That don't fly. I don't care on the court, off the court, wherever. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Then being from the South, it's in you.
But you know what feeling was greater than the disrespect? The feeling of seeing my daddy through that glass.
Yep.
Or the thought of not seeing him at all no more.
Yep.
Man, I can't have a legend feel like that. My baby 5, I can't have him feel like that. And that's when I had to check me. I had to check me. Do I still feel like that's disrespectful? Yeah. I can't do nothing about that. You do what you want to, dog. Long as you don't put me in no danger, long as you ain't threatening my physical.
You're right, right, right.
And then even then, sometimes we got to be smart, bro. We got to be smart, right? Those are the curses that we got to break. We got to stop these youngins from crashing out so fast. Like when you talk about generational curses, if you a crash out and I give you money, you just going to crash out faster.
Yep.
Right? So we got to change the mindset. We got to change the, what do we really value over everything? You know what I'm saying? So we could be like, well, yeah, people got to learn how to talk to people. Yeah, but we ain't got no control over that right now. So let's change how we react first. And then now they going to just be looking stupid.
Yeah.
And they going to have to change how they talk to people because you ain't going to get the reaction you want. Right? So that's them curses we got to break, man, more than anything, more than, every time we talk about generational curses, it's financial literacy. And that's great because you need that.
Mm-hmm.
You need all that. But I don't care how financially literate you are if you're a crash out, if you can't think past go. If you still being puppet, if I could puppet you, the curse ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes we got, and I said all that not to stir nothing up, but just to use as an example of how we got to check ourselves sometimes.
That was perfect, bro. I think somebody watching this,
you know what I'm
gonna
saying?
see this, they need to hear that.
Like we got to check ourselves, man, because people be tripping. And you can't allow them to trip you up.
Yeah. I'm gonna just tell you this to make you feel even better, bro. That was God that you just said that, cause I'm dealing with something like that.
Yeah, you gotta
right now.
You gotta let that go, man.
Dude, and went all on the internet.
Man, you gotta let him go. Let him do that.
Bro, that was God. You just said
let
that.
him
I'm
do
getting
that,
chill
bro.
bumps,
Let him do that. Cause now all your work gonna be for none. You sitting up here telling these people about recovery, and then you went relapse on some other foolishness.
Yeah. Man,
it's all a drug.
Man, bro.
It's all a drug. We can't relapse. Like, you relapse to whatever you came from. Whatever you got yourself up out of, you can always relapse. We can't relapse on nothing.
Man.
Right? And, like, that's one of my biggest things, like, being from Baton Rouge. Like, I don't bother people. But we not going to let nobody pick on me.
Right.
Like, you're not going to pick on me, man.
Right.
I'm not going to bother. I ain't trying to hurt a fly.
Right.
But you're not going to pick on me. I promise you won't. I promise you won't. Right? But sometimes I got a baby, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying
I got 6 of them.
Yeah, man, you can't answer. You worrying about dude on the internet? Man, nah, cuz we can't worry about him. And I know how it sounds saying it.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
Yo.
I'm a man at the end of the day. And so,
sometimes being a man looks like what you just did.
Yeah,
you check yourself and your mindset.
Because we grew up hearing men do what they want, boys do what they can. Man, I can't remember. It was one of my old heads. I think it was PJ Brown. It was PJ. PJ told me, it was my rookie year. PJ told me, he said, man, boys do what they want. Men do what they have to do. As a man, you ain't gonna, like a man, most of the stuff you do, you don't want to do. I gotta do this. I got people depending on me.
Yeah.
I gotta walk away from the ignorant. I gotta let dude disrespect me.
Yeah.
As a man that's obligated to my kid, I gotta let you disrespect me right now.
Yeah.
I can't do you nothing. 'Cause I got somebody depending on me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let God handle you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all I could do. I gotta let God handle him.
Yeah. Man.
Because if not, he gonna handle me. Because I know better.
Yep. When you know better, you do better.
Right? God got pity on babies and fools. And so if they a fool, they ain't gotta pay for that. But you ain't no fool, so you gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
I ain't no fool, so I'm gonna have to pay for every one of my actions because I know better.
Yeah.
Some people just don't know better. Not because age don't make you know better. So some people are grown fools. The Bible tell you that. You got babies and fools. Neither one of them two know better. But if you know better,
you will be judged accordingly.
You're gonna be judged accordingly.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you really in that, and that's another thing too, bro, people don't understand how hard the work is. The work is hard. You're recovering. You know the work is hard.
Yeah.
Whenever you working on yourself, it's really hard.
Yeah. Because there's things I don't even want to look at. But
man, come on, man.
Yeah. I hate this part of the pod. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrus Thomas.
Oh, we on
Tyrus Thomas. Hey, but I don't even know where you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where you go with that?
We might gotta do part 2.
Hey, you heard it here first. We got to. Because I feel like it's so much that we did. It's all good. It's so much, man. I feel more you have to offer, which is exactly why I wanted to have you.
I do. And that was why I came. I was like, this might be the platform that I need.
Oh, man.
Because that's sometimes our people look for things in the wrong places and we look for help in the wrong spaces.
Yeah.
Right? And I just be wanting to be a vessel. Sometimes we just need them words. Like somebody else gonna see this that's about to go crash out. Man, sit down.
Sit down. I'm telling you.
That's it.
I'm calling you Mr. Thomas right now. Man, you just helped me more than you know, bro. Nothing but a God moment. It was nothing short of a God moment.
Why he had me come here today.
And it was short notice, too.
Short notice.
It was short notice.
Don't nobody know. We ain't got to tell. We ain't got to tell.
All right.
We ain't got to tell him.
You're right.
We ain't got to tell him.
I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
All good, baby. I
coming on, man. Yes,
I appreciate you, man.
Man, y'all heard it, bro. Part 2. He coming back. Whenever his schedule allows, I'm telling y'all now, he is always welcome back. He will definitely be back. Again, to our subscribers, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We still praying and sending our condolences to the Lacey family for that tragic event. Your fella LSU Tiger, man. And as always, anybody struggling with addiction, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, mental health, needing some mentorship, wanting to learn to change your mindset, you can reach me at Ronnie Leduff on Facebook, or you can DM the Built by the Red Stick Facebook page. Man, we got a lot of great things coming up. Y'all tap in with us. We just want to help, man. We just want to invoke change, peace, love, and healing in our community. It starts here first. As always, we'll be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer. Built by the Red Stick, baby. Built by adversity, led by courage.